Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to the segment of Coach Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. Our recitation is Sri Rag Mahalla Pehla, Ashtapadiyan. Before we begin, I would like to just add that for those of you who are interested in a line-by-line, word-by-word translation, to please visit our website, www.coachgurbani.org. What we try to do in these podcasts, given the constraints of time, is to actually confine ourselves to the central message of the Shabad and not try and do a line by line all over again. So, as I said, if you're interested in reading the line by line translation of the Shabad, please visit our website at www.coachgurbani.org. And now for the recitation. Sri Rag Mahalla Pehla. Satgur Pura je mile, paiye ratan vichar, man dije gur apne, paiye sarb pyar, मुक्त पदार्थ पाइय अवगण मेटन हार पाई रे गुर बिन ज्ञान न होए पुछो ब्रह्मे नारद वेद ब्यासे कोय रहाओ ज्ञान ध्यान तुनि जानिए अकथ कहावे सोए सफल्यो बिरख हरियावला छाम गणेरी होए लाल जवेहर मानकी गुर भंडारे सोए गुर भंडारे पाइयै निर्मल नाम प्यार साचो वखर संचियै पूरे कर्म अपार सुख दाता दुख मेटणो सतगुर असुर संघार भवजल बिखम डरावणो ना कंदी ना पार ना बेड़ी ना तुल्हड़ा ना तिस वंज मलार सतगुर भै का बोहता नदरी पार उतार इक तिल प्यारा विसरै दुख लागे सुख जाए जेहवा जलो जलावणी नाम न जपे रसाए घट बिनसे दुख अगलो जम पकड़े पछताए मेरी मेरी कर गए तन धन कलत न साथ बिन नामे तन भाद है भूलो मार्ग आथ साचो साहिब सेवियै गुरमुख कथो काथ आवे जाए बवाईयै पाइयै किरत कमाए पूरब लिखिया क्यों मेटियै लिखिया लेख रजाए बिन हर नाम न छुट्टियै गुरमति मिले मिलाए तिस बिन मेरा को नहीं जिसका जियो प्राण हऊ मैं ममता जल बलो लोभ जलो अबमान नानक शब्द विचारियै पाइयै गुणी निधान. This passage, as you can tell, is an exaltation of the Gur, or the Satgur, the true enlightener. And this is a common refrain in Gurmat. In fact, all of Gurbani, as the name implies, centers around this principle, the way of the Gur. So, as a reminder, the first thing to note is that the Gur, or the Satgur, as it is mentioned in Gurbani, doesn't really refer to a person, but to a principle. Now, we as Sikhs do revere Guru Nanak and his successors as Guru, but that is because the Guru principle or Guru wisdom was fully operative or fully alive in them. So that distinction needs to be borne in mind. And in Gurbani, Ikonkar, the One, is also referred to as the Guru, and in fact it is the primal Guru. And all Gurus derive from that primal Guru. And Gurbani urges us to make this principle operative in ourselves, because it is only from the perfect and true enlightener that we get insight into self-knowledge. Satgur Pura je mile, paiye ratan vichar. Without self-knowledge, we are not free. Free from what? Free from the ego self. Bin har naam na chuttai. And only through the teachings of the Guru Enlightener, that chutta, that deliverance is achieved. And for that, Gur wisdom is a necessary condition. Gurmat mile milai. So the injunction for us is to dedicate ourselves to the Satgur. Man dije gur apne, so that we can get insight into the true source of our being, which is the all-loving one. Paiye sarb pyar. Man dije gur apne, and then what happens? Paiye sarb pyar, the source of all love. And this is the Mukat Padarth that we receive from the Satgur. So in Gurbani, we do discern a hierarchy of understanding, starting with what is called Mukat Padarth, to Gyan Padarth, through Nam Padarth, and eventually to Janam Padarth. Now, these are not necessarily discrete physical stages, but they are indicative of the process that's going on. And Padarth literally means root meaning. So the different stages here signify different levels of understanding that a Sikh goes through when the Sikh engages with the Guru or the enlightener. So Mukt Padarth, which is mentioned here in this, signifies that Gurbani teaches the knowledge needed to free ourselves from bondage of the sensory apparatus, specifically what we call haume, or the ego, for want of a better word. So why is there the need for emancipation from haume felt in the first place? Haume, we will find, is necessary to the act of creation, and it's needed to have a sensory experience. But the trouble begins when it gets carried away, so to speak, in object referral. That is, it begins to self-identify with the world of phenomena. And then the ego, which is conditioned consciousness, it perpetuates itself to experience the world of phenomena. Ave jai, pavaiye, paye kirta kamai. This then becomes the root of our existential angst, and the goal of life becomes to have knowledge of our authentic self, not the ego self. But here's the rub. The self is of the essence. It's not material, and therefore cannot be grasped or captured through the senses. You need a special kind of education, a special kind of training is needed, and that is the Gur. Gyan Dhyan Tun Janiye Kath Kahave Soy. Because the Gur Enlightener develops in us awareness, mindfulness, and attunement to that which is indescribable. Akath Kathave Soy. Gyan Dhyan Tun Janiye refers to awareness, mindfulness, and attunement. In other words, you build attunement to that which is transcendent, the self, which is not amenable to the senses. That's the training that we need. And how does Gurmat do that? It does so by curing us of our underlying neurosis, our fixations and addiction to the senses. Mukt Padarth Paye Avgan Metanahar. Avgan. These are our fixations, our narcissism that is really the root of our problems. With those thoughts, until the next time, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.